All right, Ben Parker of CardinalSportsReport.com here with Stanford safety Scotty Edwards out of Olympus High School in Holiday, Utah. So first of all, just talk about the win against Louisville.
Yeah.
Just kind of the emotions of the team, kind of winning the game in that kind of fashion at home.
Yeah, man, the win was awesome, and it was so good for our team. And like you said, like it was so fun to do that at home on senior day, and to win in that fashion and to finish off that game was like super special. And so you can imagine the locker room was super happy, super excited, and my family was also in town, which is super fun. So it was awesome. Good weekend.
Yeah, and for you, what was kind of one of the things that you guys have done better as the season's gone on is like stopping the run.
Yeah.
What's kind of gone into that success, you think? This year?
Yeah, I think definitely from like a mentality perspective, but also I think just everyone doing their job, and focusing on just doing what you're supposed to do and trusting your teammates, trusting the scheme, and trusting our coaches, and by doing that, obviously we were able to see that we were able to stop the run better and be more physical. But I also think it's a mentality perspective, we're super hungry and we're trying to really finish off this season strong. So yeah, it was awesome to be able to do that.
Yeah, and kind of thoughts on Cal, kind of their offense from a safety perspective. What's going to be key for your defense to be successful against the Bears?
Yeah, they have a talented offense, talented skill position, and they have a good quarterback who can throw the ball, but he can also run the ball. So it's going to be super important for us to try to contain him, not let him get going. But yeah, they're a good offense. We're going to have to bring it, but it's a big game, so we're going to be ready.
Yeah, and what do you kind of most enjoy about you kind of leading up to the game, kind of big game week on the farm? What do you most enjoy about that? Yeah,
man, there's so much. I've always loved rivalries. I've loved rivalries since I was in high school, and freshman year I was able to taste the field a little bit and kind of get a sense of big game. And then last year I was hurt, and so I missed the game last year. And so for me personally, like I'm super excited for this game. And even on campus, you can tell there's like a different energy. People aren't wearing blue. People are excited. Everyone's talking about is the game. And so. No, it's exciting. You can feel the energy. You can feel the energy at practice, and so we're going to be ready.
Speaking of rivalries, that was the Utah BYU rivalries, one that I'm sure you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
What side of the rivalry did you kind of grow up with?
Man.
Was there one on that? Where was your family stake on that one?
People give me a hard time because I try to remain pretty neutral, and I kind of flip-flopped growing up. Some years I cheered for BYU, some years I cheered for Utah, and people give me a pretty hard time for that because you can't really do that, back home. And so. Yeah, that's kind of where I was at.
Cool. Yeah, were you cheering for BYU this year or?
This year I was actually cheering for Utah. I have some friends on the Utah team.
Okay.
Malachi Gilman, who was here last year.
Okay.
I was cheering for them and wanted them to do well. So I was crushed. I was crushed the way they lost. It was tough.
Yeah. Obviously for you too. Just talk about as a safety unit. How do you feel your unit is kind of looking going into big game here?
Yeah, no, I'm super happy and proud of our unit. There's been a lot of injuries within the secondary and particularly in the safety room, and guys have had to step up, and we saw this last week. Darius Davis came and played some nickel reps, and then Jalen Sumlin came and played safety when Mitch went down there in the fourth quarter, and both of them did a great job, So I'm super happy with everybody and just kind of the development of everybody, and everyone's just, working and trying to get better. And so I've been happy to see that and just proud of everyone for working hard, and hopefully we can get Mitch back this week and Colin back this week in the secondary, but everybody's going to be ready to go. Everybody's going to be ready and prepared. So, hopefully not, but if somebody goes down, people can step up and make plays.
Sweet. I'm trying to ask you here. I guess kind of on kind of Cal's kind of wide receivers and running kind of skill position players. Just thoughts on those guys.
Yeah, no, they're talented. They're fast. They're big. They're tight end. They use him really well. He's a good blocker, but he can also, he can run routes and he has good hands. And so it's going to be important this week. Just it comes back to the fundamentals. Just communicating. Good technique, tackling well, all those things. And I really believe that if we are able to execute our game plan and then just do what we're taught and execute our fundamentals, I think we're going to be okay.
You guys have done a good job of winning close games this year. Both of your ACC wins have been on walk-off field goals from Emmett Kenny. What has been the key to your team, aside from Kenny obviously being clutch? What's been the key to your guys' abilities to win these close games?
I think it all comes back just to the off season and what our strength staff preaches and what our coaches preach, just to finish, and that's huge. Finishing reps, finishing the game, and so we knew we kind of started getting some momentum in that second half that we were going to finish this game off, and it was awesome to see dudes make plays on the offensive side, on the defensive side, and then obviously Emmett's kick was awesome. So I think just it's a mentality we have here that we're still trying to shape the program here, but just being able to finish everything.
What was your reaction to Emmett Mosley's performance?
Oh man, Emmett Mosley was awesome. Emmett Mosley killed it. I'm not surprised because he does it in practice. Fall camp was super competitive, and he's one that stood out. He was obviously got hurt in the spring ball, but he's one that came in and he's done a really awesome job since he's been here. So I'm not surprised at all. He's a beast, and so I was just super happy for him to be able to have those moments and see him perform the way he did.
Final question for you, kind of a cliche question, but just how much would it mean for the program to bring the Axe back to the farm?
I mean, it would be so huge. I think Cal's had the Axe now for the last 4 years, and so 3 or 4 years, and so this would be, it'd be awesome to bring it back and then, really finish the season on a high, because obviously we haven't had necessarily the season that we wanted to, and on paper, I guess you could say there's not much we're playing for, but this program has a lot to play for. Finishing off this season strong can hopefully build some momentum going into next season, and we can work hard, and we'll be ready. And so I'm excited, and there's a great opportunity for us this Saturday to bring the Axe back and put Stanford back where it needs to be.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Scotty, for taking the time, and best of luck on Saturday in Berkeley against the Bears.